Every Proto Bro in my game Schmackle only has 3 fingers. But the reason for this is more than you think. See, when we were designing the game, I wanted it to feel as natural as possible. So the idea for these fingers is actually because of real life. If you look at your hands when you're holding a VR controller, you'll notice that your index finger, middle finger, and thumb all have buttons to press. But the only time these fingers have controls is when using hand tracking, meaning your ring finger and pinky finger just sit there lonely. When we found this out, we totally got rid of them, but there's more. We're not the first game with this design, and our double sync issue may impact how real the hands feel for now. But always know, we're not stopping until we make the best VR hands of all time. Plus, 5 fingers would look weird anyways. So if you like the design, comment Fingy, because every
Why is it the tightrope walkers are always carrying a long pole? Well, you fall when your center of mass, basically your body's balance point, goes outside the base of support, or your feet. At that point, there's nothing to support you against the pull of gravity, and you topple over. But if you add a pull with weights on each end, look what happens. Adding the weights pulls your cumulative center of mass below your support base. So toppling over now requires it to move up. Gravity is now your friend. It constantly pulls the center of mass back down to stabilize things out. It's the same thing with these balancing bird toys. The wings are weighted so the center of mass is actually below its balancing point at the beak. Although holding the pull low does lower their center of mass, they don't use huge weights. And that's because the biggest benefit of the pull comes from the length. These two rods weigh the same, but when I spin them with the same force, the shorter one rotates way faster than the longer one. That's because the longer one has more rotational inertia, meaning it's harder to rotate. So if you hold a long pull, that actually makes you harder to rotate as well. And you actually know this, which is why when you're trying to balance, you automatically put your arms out. But there's another trick to stay on a tightrope that doesn't require a pull at all. And it's actually one of the really fun Crunch Labs toys that gets delivered right to your porch, where you build it yourself as I teach you all the juicy physics that make them work. For example, the secret to this tightrope walk. So click through to crunchlabs.com for the most fun and brain-growing holiday gift ever. Why is it the tightrope walkers are always carrying...
New trailer online now.
First of all, this is incredibly weird.